Hello everybody and welcome back to another EFL Championship predictions video. We're now up to game round 44. All of these fixtures taking place on Easter Monday, which is Monday the 21st of April. At the top of the table now, both Leeds United and Burnley, after their victories on the weekend, are on 91 points. And 5 points behind them, with these 3 games remaining, Sheffield United got back to winning ways and are now currently on 86 points. At the bottom of the table, still very, very tight, with Plymouth, Cardiff, Luton, Derby and Hull City now all hanging on and still in the fight for survival. It looks like Portsmouth, Preston and Stoke are safe, with just really Oxford on 48 points. A little bit precarious, but they should be okay for another season. So we turn our attention to Monday, and it all kicks off at the Cardiff City Stadium. And I will be in attendance at this fixture, where the Bluebirds take on Oxford United. Oxford narrowly being beaten 1-0 against Leeds, and really they only created one decent opportunity. Leeds should have scored a few more goals there, but it was a narrow win for the Whites in the end. And Cardiff, okay, they played well in the first, half an hour, 40 minutes against Sheffield United. Looked the better team, but ultimately the quality of Sheffield came through in the end with a 2-0 victory. Cardiff haven't won now in their last 5 matches. And Oxford will be looking to get at least a draw in this fixture, and I think they'll get it. Cardiff still leaking goals in defence and not scoring enough goals either. So this is almost last chance saloon for Cardiff, and I can see this one ending up in a draw, 1-1. We then move to the MKM Stadium, where Hull City, also just above the relegation zone, will be taking on Preston. Preston themselves, no wins in their last 5 matches, and for Hull it's just 1 win in their last 5 matches at home. They're going to have to go all out here, but this is another one that's going to end up in a draw, and I think it's going to end up 0-0. We then move on to Elland Road, where Leeds United take on Stoke City. Stoke currently in 16th position on 50 points. It looks like they'll be playing in the Championship again next season. And Leeds United want to get all 3 points, as they'll want to finish at champions come the end of the season. I think they'll take all 3 points here, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win. Next up, we go to Kenilworth Road, where Luton Town take on Bristol City. Bristol City coming through with an excellent 2-1 win against Sunderland, and they're currently in 5th position. Middlesbrough in 7th on 63, so a point, maybe 3 here for Bristol City. You'll probably see them in the playoffs come the end of the season. And Luton Town, an excellent 1-0 victory against Derby, but they'll be going hell for leather and want to get all 3 points here to boost their survival hopes, but I think it'll end up in a draw, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. We then move to the Den, where Millwall take on Norwich. Norwich just 1 win in the last 7. Millwall, I did tip them to get a victory against Blackburn, but Blackburn Rovers with a 4-1 win against Millwall on Friday. In this one, I think Millwall, who are still trying to sneak into the playoff zone, just the 1 point on 60 points here, will return to winning ways, and I think they'll beat Norwich 1-0. We then move to Home Park, where Plymouth Argyle take on Coventry City. Coventry betting themselves in the playoffs themselves, and Plymouth still fighting for survival, but they did get beat 2-1 against Middlesbrough, and they were 1-0 up in that match. Here, I think Coventry going forward look really good, don't they? An excellent 2-0 victory against West Brom, and I think they'll take all 3 points here in a 2-1 away win. Next up, we move to Fratton Park, where Portsmouth were excellent on Friday with a 5-3 away win against Norwich. Take on a Watford side who lost 2-1 against Burnley, having 2 players sent off in that match where they were ahead, and those sending offs will probably be damaging in this match, and I think Portsmouth will come through with a 2-1 victory. We then move to London, where QPR take on Swansea, both of these sides winning on Friday. QPR coming from behind to beat Preston 2-1, and Swansea with a, well, it wasn't really comfortable in the end, 1-0 victory against Hull, and this one could go either way, but I fancy Swansea to take all 3 points in a 2-1 away win. Next up we move to Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday take on Middlesbrough. Sheffield Wednesday without a win now in their last 6, and Middlesbrough gaining a very important win against Plymouth, and they'll be looking to back that up with a win here at Hillsborough, but I think this is going to end up all square, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. We then move to the Stadium of Light, where Sunderland take on Blackburn Rovers. Sunderland, okay, they had a player sent off at Ashton Gate, and they ultimately lost that one 2-1. Blackburn Rovers back-to-back wins, an excellent 4-1 victory against Millwall, which was preceded by a 1-0 win against Luton. However, I think the Black Cats will return to winning ways here, and I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0 home win. We then move to the Hawthorns, which this is the final 3 o'clock kickoff on Monday. West Brom take on Derby County. Derby losing that very important match against Luton, and I think West Brom, although they lost 2-0 against Coventry, this is the match where I think they will gain all 3 points. I think Derby will score, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win for the Baggies. And the final fixture of Monday, a huge fixture for Sheffield United and Burnley. Burnley, 5 wins in their last 6 matches, and Sheffield United getting back to winning ways with that 2-0 victory against Cardiff City, which they didn't look comfortable in the first half against the Bluebirds, but ultimately they came through with a vital 3 points. But I think Burnley will take all 3 points here, and I'm going to reverse the type. I think Burnley will come through this one 1-0. So those are my predictions for game around 44, the Easter Monday fixtures. Make sure you leave your predictions either at the Superbru website or as a comment below. Enjoy the action on Monday, and I'll see you all in the next round of predictions for game week 45 coming real soon on the channel.